What's up guys, Eastbound Gaming here. In today's video, we have this giant PSA order returned back to us. It took about a month and a half. It is 60 cards. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look and see what grades we got. Alright, so here it is. Giant box from PSA. Yeah, so like I said, this will be a 60 card submission. I did kind of pre-grade most of these cards, if not all, with what I think it would get. So let's go ahead and open this up and start taking a look at the grades. Alright, so now that we have these cards out of the box and into two stacks, let's go ahead and let's start to see what grades we got. Once again, we'll be using the Squirtle sticker to cover up the grades, and let's go ahead and let's start looking at these grades. Alright, so this is going to be 2001, a Japanese web promo. Most of these cards will be for friends who wanted their cards graded. So yeah, Japanese Dark Alakazam first edition web series. Yeah, this one I believe I pre-graded as expecting to get a 9. So let's take a look. Ooh, alright. Gem Mint 10. Alright, same Japanese web series, first edition Rocket's Meowth. This one I did anticipate getting a 9 as well. Let's see. Ooh, alright. PSA 10. Not too bad so far. Japanese. Okay, this is going to be the Pokemon Play as the Pokemon card fan. I did expect this to get either an 8 or a 9. So let's see. Ooh, alright. So it did get a 9. Okay, so this is the One Piece Chinese Zoro first anniversary set. I believe this one I expected to get a 9. Yep, I did expect this to get a 9. This one has a little white dot here. So let's take a look. 9. Dark Weezing first edition. I expected this to get a 9. 10. Alright. This is Rocket Sneak Attack first edition from the web series. This one I predicted to get a 9. 10. Alright. These web series cards, it has like, the cards had a weird texture to them that I wasn't familiar with other Japanese cards or English cards in general. So I wasn't so sure, but they were all pretty consistent with that like surface. So I wasn't sure, so I was just cautioning on the lighter side of things and expecting it to get a 9. Alright, this next one, English. Mr. Mime, I expected this to get a 7, maybe an 8. So let's see. It got a 9. Alright. Japanese web series, Nidoking first edition. Expected this to get a 9 as well. And 10. Japanese. Ooh, okay, so this is from Japanese Neo, the Espion Hollow. Looking at my list, Espion Hollow, Japanese Neo, I expected this to get an 8. So let's see if this got an 8. Ooh, alright. Got a PSA 10. Very nice, very nice. Alright, web series again, War Turtle, first edition. Again, expected this to get a 9, and it got a 10. Looking pretty good. Next up, Charmander, Ditto. Reverse Hollow. Again, let me see. I expected this to get an 8. Just because with vintage cards, if they're not like pack fresh, it is kind of difficult. So again, cautioning on the lower side of things, but I did expect this to get an 8 and 9. Web series again, first edition Slowpoke, and expected this to get a 9. I got a 10. Alright. English. Ooh, I see something there. Okay, this is another Charmander Ditto. This one I expected to get an 8 as well. And let's see. gets a 9. Dark Slowbro First Edition Web Series. Again, expected a 9. Got a 10. Alright, Greenback. Top Sun Gyarados. I expected this to get an 8. And it got a 9. Web Series Ninetales First Edition. Expected this to get a 9. It got a 10. Ooh, okay. Japanese Fossil Moltres Hollow. I expected this to get either a 7 or an 8. It is a very clean card, but again, it's very hard to get anything over a 7 or 8 when it comes to vintage, for sure. So I expected this to get an 8 at best. Let's see. Alright, PSA 9. Japanese Team Rocket. Dark Charizard. I pre-graded this and expected this to get an 8, maybe a 9. Again, this was a very clean copy of the card. So let's take a look and see what this got. 9. That's a good one, that's for sure. So this is Rocket's Hitmonchan Hollow. This card I expected, or I pre-graded it, expecting to get a 9, and it did get the 9 that I expected. Very good. Ooh, okay, so this is the Black Star promo Birthday Pikachu. The Birthday Pikachu I expected to get a 7. I did see some issues on the back with a little bit of whitening. Nothing major, but I think it was good, or it was enough to get a 7. So let's see, did it get a 7? It got an 8. I'll take those all day, all day. Japanese Jungle Nidoqueen Hollow. I expected Nidoqueen to get an 8, potentially a 9. Very clean card when I sent it in. Did it get a 9? Ooh, let's go. It got a 10. This is the Red Cheeks Shadowless Pikachu. Red Cheeks Pikachu, I expected to get a 7 or an 8. Like I said, it's very difficult with vintage cards to get anything over that. So I was shooting low. Let's see. 9. Alright. Red Cheeks Pikachu, PSA 9. The band Misty's Tears. Misty's Tears, I pre-graded this to get an 8. Let's see. 9. So this is the Shadowless Vulpix. This is considered the blue dot error because it's got a little blue dot on its butt. I pre-graded this to get a 6 or 7. Let's see if it got a 6 or 7. It did. PSA 6. Shadowless Nidoking base set. I pre-graded this, thought it would get a 7. It is a very clean card, but you never know. Let's take a look. Did it get a 7? Woohoo! Alright. PSA 9. Venusaur SIR from 151. This one I expected to get a 7 or an 8. It is off-centered. I expected this to get an 8. Let's see. 9. I'll take any grade that is higher than I expected. English. Dark Venusaur winter promo. I expected to get a 7, and I got an 8. Squirtle First Edition. Pre-grade, I expected this to get a 6, potentially a 7. So let's see. 7. Alright. Neo Umbreon Hollow. I pre-graded this card as a 7. It is a very clean card, but again, never know. And it got a 9. Alright. First Edition Jungle Kangaskhan Hollow. I pre-graded this as a 6 or a 7. So let's see. 8. Alright. This is the Chinese first anniversary set for Nami. Again, I don't know too much about One Piece, but let's see. This one I expected to get a 10, and it did get a 10. Let's go. Kabutops First Edition from Neo Discovery. This card I Was expecting an 8, maybe a 9. Clean card. Very nice artwork. And yeah, very nostalgic this card is. So let's see. I got an 8. One Piece Chinese first anniversary set, Nico Robin. This card I expected to get a 10, and it did hit the 10. First edition Erica's Dragonair from Gym Heroes. This one I believe I pre-graded to get an 8, and I got a 9. Oh, we're back on the web series. Growlithe first edition. Expected this to get a 9, and it got a 10. Mew EX SIR from Paldean Fates. This one I expected to get a 10. Ooh, it got a 9. That's unfortunate, but 9s are still good. Politoed, first edition from Neo Discovery. I expected this to get a 7, and it got an 8. First edition Crobat from Neo Revelation. This I expected to get a 7, potentially an 8. Clean card. Clean card. And it is a clean card. PSA 9. Ooh, Japanese Charmander AR from the Japanese 151. This I expected to get a 10. And it got a 10. Very good. Ditto Geodude Reverse Holo. This I expected to get an 8. And it got a 9. Gengar Fossil Holo. This one's for my son. I expected this to get a 5 or a 6. There was a lot of scratches on the holo, but overall the card is very clean, but I feel like the scratches will bring the card down significantly. Ooh, okay. PSA 8. Charizard SIR from 151. This one, it was a little off-centered. There is also some whitening here on the back, if I remember correctly. A little bit on this corner and a little bit on that corner and the top. So yeah, so I expected this to get an 8, but let's take a look. And it did get the 8. So this is the Eevee Poncho. Yeah, not much else to say about this card. This card, Eevee Poncho, I expected to get an 8 or a 9. Most likely leaning towards the 9 side. It's very clean. So, let's see. Whoa. That is a big card. That's a big card for sure. PSA 10. Blastoise SIR from 151. This I expected to get a 9, potentially a 10. Clean card as well when I submitted it. And clean card coming back. PSA 10. Next up, Alakazam SIR from 151. This card I expected to get an 8 or so. I did see some issues with centering, and the corner is kind of lifted a little bit. I didn't know how much that would affect the grade, but I did expect an 8, and it got a 9. All right. Maybe I'm too harsh on these cards when I'm pre-grading. I should be a PSA grader. People would hate me. Ditto Pikachu Reverse Holo. This I did expect to get an 8, and it got a 9. Zapdos SIR from 151. This one I expected to get an 8 or a 9. Ooh, that's not good. PSA 8. Parasol Lady. I expected this to get a 9. It got a 10. The Ghastly IR from Temporal Forces. This one I expected to get a 9, potentially a 10. It is very clean. So let's see. I know this card in a 10 is huge. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, yep, I do remember submitting too. Ghastly Illustration Rare from Temporal Forces. Again, huge card if this hits a 10. And it hit a 10. Let's go. Roxanne Full Art from Battle Region. I expected this to get a 10. 10. Mew SIR. I expected this to get a 10. And it hit a 10 this time. Let's go. Nimona full art. I expected this to get a 9. And it hit a 9. English. Ooh, okay, so this is Black Star promo. The Moltres Zapdos Articuno promo. This is from the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box. This is the promo that they gave out. Super, super nice card. Clean card when I submitted it. I expected this to get a 10. And it got a 10. Let's go. Special Delivery Pikachu. I believe I pre-graded this as a 9, potentially to get the 10. It was super clean when I sent it in. And super clean coming back. PSA 10. Let's go. Nimona SAR. This one I expected to get a 10. And I got a 10. 4 more cards. This is English. What is that? Oh, alright. English. Charizard Evolutions. This one I expected to get a 9, potentially a 10. Very, very hard card to get a 10 in. Anything from Evolutions, really. Simply for the fact that quality control is very hard. This card is absolutely huge in a 10. It's very low pop considering everything else, but I did expect this to get a 9, and got a 10. Wow. Wow. I think this card is actually like pop under 600. Yeah, extremely hard to get a 10 in Evolutions, but yeah, Charizard Evolutions, PSA 10. Luffy Chinese first anniversary set. This one I did expect to get a 10. It was super clean, and it did hit the 10. This is Sanji. Sanji? I don't know. I don't watch One Piece. Sanji. First anniversary Chinese set. I believe I expected this to get the 10. It was super clean. So let's see. And it got a 10. Perfect. Last one. Pikachu and Zekrom. Full art from Tagbolt. This one I expected to get a 9, potentially a 10. And it got a 10. Overall, I think this was a good submission. Counting over everything, we have 29 PSA 10s. And then we have 31 9 or below. Again, this is pretty much batting 500 on PSA 10s. And most of these cards are pretty clean. Did recommend some cards not to be graded, which were excluded from this video. But overall, again, great submission, great return on these grades, and I hope my friends are happy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow, and it keeps you up to date with all my future content. Thanks, guys.